Hey, everybody. Welcome to The Context Machine, episode 672. I'm Bryan Chaffin.
And I'm Jeff Gamet. Hey, Bryan.
Yeah.
We have a website.
We do.
People can go check us out online.
Mm-hmm.
Context Machine.
I don't recommend it. I don't recommend it.
Well, I can think of far worse places to go than contextmachine.io.
Okay, that's fair. You can even use contextmachine.io to reach out to us, or you can find us on Mastodon at Context Machine, or on Blue Sky at contextmachine.bluesky.social.
Well, just to be mostly pedantic, it's Context Machine at bsky.social.
Oh, God. At Blue Sky at contextmachine.bsky.social.
Oh, that's right. Wow, Bryan, I'm glad you noticed that so that we could say it right the first time.
So am I. Wow. There's something I wanted to share with you that that I hadn't told you about.
Okay.
Which seems kind of surprising because it involves me. My book, Accidental Intelligence, has been named a quarterfinalist in this year's SPSFC awards. SPFSC, the self-published science fiction competition for the I'm a quarterfinalist.
That is super cool.
Thanks.
And no, I did not know that until just now. So that is super cool.
Thank you very much. I'm very excited. I'm expecting to be cut in the semifinalist stage, but it was absolutely an honor to have made it to the quarterfinalist stage.
Yeah. So if you get cut at the semifinalist stage, can you technically say you're a semifinalist in this award or for this award?
No, I'm a quarterfinalist. Only people who don't get cut will be semifinalists. I mean,
fair. Okay.
That's how that works.
All right. Well, then I'm hoping that you make it to the semifinalist stage so we can mention it again. And then to the finalists. Yeah.
Well, that would be fantastic. I'm expecting. Yeah. There are a lot of good books that are left in the competition, and
including Accidental Intelligence.
Well, thank you. That's very kind of you. But I'm not expecting to advance any further. I am really happy that I advanced this far. I'm stoked.
I think it's super cool.
Thanks.
I'm still waiting to hear the announcement about your Apple TV Plus deal.
I probably have to finish the series before that's even vaguely a possibility. Not to mention the fact that it's not really ever going to be a possibility, but probably ought to finish.
Like anyone waited for Game of Thrones series to get finished before they started doing that.
Well, to be fair, when Game of Thrones, the TV show, started, it was very much assumed that George Martin would have the next book out in short order.
Yeah.
So I feel like the TV world has learned its lesson from that. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, whatever. It's been it's an honor just to have been nominated. Of course, I nominated myself.
That's super cool.
I did nominate myself for the competition. That's how this competition
perfectly
works.
Acceptable.
Yeah, but it is an honor to have been named a quarterfinalist.
I think that's super cool. Go you.
Thanks. We'll have a link to the Blue Sky announcement of that, so you can follow along. If you want to follow the competition's Blue Sky account, you can. It's fun.
Okay.
There are some good books, And it's if you like sci-fi and you're wondering what to read, you could do wrong. You could do a lot worse than by picking books that are in this competition, that are still in this competition.
That's actually, it seems like a pretty smart way to pick titles.
Yep. Especially if you're interested in reading independently published stuff, but want to not read crap. These books have been curated for you.
All right. I am all about not reading crap.
Yeah, fair enough. Same.
Yeah, and you know how fickle I am with stuff like that.
Yes. I'm going to send you the link to my announcement right there. So
cool.
Yeah. Let's see. Let's talk about France and Apple and England.
I think that sounds like a good idea. I knew about the whole UK thing.
Yeah.
But the France thing was news to me.
Right. So in England, basically the UK government ordered Apple to give them a backdoor into encryption. And Apple said, no, we're just going to remove encryption in the UK.
So there's more to it. Because what they were asking for with that backdoor was not just for people in the UK, so UK citizens. It was worldwide. So they would have a backdoor into the advanced data protection encryption for iCloud for all Apple users worldwide.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the way their law is written about doing these kind of requests, it's like Fight Club. First rule is you can't talk about it.
Yeah.
So
Apple
the US, can talk about it.
The US does something similar in a lot of cases. And it's probably going to become worse in the next 4 years.
I think it's a safe bet. I do think a lot of governments were watching to see how the whole Apple thing is going to play out. By the way, it is still playing out. Because no one can actually talk about it, we have to wait for leaks to come out to know what's going on. But yes, you're right. Apple did announce that they were turning off the ability for people to enable ADP,
which is their end to encryption.
For all your content that's stored in iCloud.
Right.
So the clarification I think a lot of people need is that if you're backing up all your data to iCloud, if you're storing files for syncing on iCloud, those aren't inherently backed up. Or encrypted. Yes. So that means like if you have your messages backed up to iCloud, that's not encrypted data. So you need to turn on ADP so that all of that stuff gets encrypted. And Apple does not have the keys. UK doesn't like that idea, so they want Apple to do the back door.
Right.
When Apple turned off ADP,
which is similar, this is not specifically what James Comey was trying to get from Apple, 10, 12 years ago. Right.
Oh, right. Yeah. Right. The San Bernardino mass shooting case.
Yeah. What he was wanting and what the FBI was wanting, and to a lesser extent, the DOJ by extension, the US DOJ, was a backdoor into getting into devices, which is both less expansive and more expansive than just going after our iCloud data.
Yeah.
But Apple won that standoff.
They did win that standoff. It'll be interesting to see the outcome of this standoff. My guess is that unless we get leaks, what we will glean from this, it will be based on what Apple does next. So, I mean, where they are right now is they've turned off the ability for you to enable ADP in the UK, and they've given everyone a warning: if you're already using ADP in the UK, you need to turn it off, because they're just going to nuke all the data from ADP users.
Yeah, and this is a catastrophically stupid move on the UK government's part, in my opinion.
Oh, of course. Yeah. Even the current DOJ is in the United States is saying, "Wow, this is a big overreach, and this is not acceptable."
They're saying that for all the wrong reasons, in my opinion. They're saying it because they're waving their American beep around, saying that the UK has no business telling American companies what to do, and that doesn't solve anything.
No, the more appropriate complaint would be, this is a violation of treaties.
Yes, and it's also a violation of the principles of the fact that encryption protects all of us, and that a backdoor, all the stuff that we talked about in terms of James Comey's pursuit of Apple giving him a backdoor, the principles that a backdoor, once it exists, will be abused.
Right. Yeah. So what Apple's done so far is not compliance with the UK's order. And so the way the laws are written in the UK for this, Apple can't not do the thing while they fight to be able to not do the thing. So what they're supposed to do while they're fighting to not give the UK a backdoor into that encrypted data, they have to give the backdoor into the encrypted data. Of course, Apple's not doing that. So I guess without leaks, the way we'll know what has played out is based on what Apple's actions are next.
Right, that's fair. And France enters the chat. Because the French are, one of the things that I have often said about EU regulators, and I've always been talking specifically about European Union regulators as opposed to the individual member states of the EU. And I've said consistently that they do a better job of protecting consumers than American regulators. American regulators tend to be much more interested in doing things that benefit American corporations. And the EU regulators tend to focus on protecting consumers, except for when they're protecting European companies at the expense of American companies. So, like, some of the things that they've done at the EU have been to benefit Spotify, for instance. And and things like that. This is one of those situations where France is doing something that is very bad for consumers at the behest of corporations, in my opinion.
I agree. And now, granted, I've only read a Reuters article on this, which wasn't a long article, but it seems pretty straightforward. So let me see if I've got this right. France wants Apple to stop offering the privacy control feature that that lets users block apps from cross-sharing data.
Yes.
And tracking.
Yes. Yes.
And
related, a German, I'm quoting from the Reuters article, German antitrust authority earlier this month charged Apple with abusing its market power through its app tracking tool and giving it self-preferential treatment, putting the company at risk of a hefty fine. I know this is going to surprise you. Taking that statement at face value, they have a point. The only thing is, I don't think they have a point. Because if
okay.
Apple does have a history of doing things that give itself a benefit. For instance, the thing that you and I have talked about frequently over the years is that Apple charging Spotify 30% of its subscription fees for handling those subscriptions and requiring Spotify to use Apple's subscription stuff is a significant disadvantage to Spotify because Apple Music didn't have to pay that same 30%. Same thing for books. Same thing for every subscription service that Apple offers.
It seems to me the easy fix there is Apple has to charge itself 30%.
Well, or
for those things.
Well, a more realistic, because that's a joke, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I love that you had to double check.
A more realistic solution is that when Apple is competing, it does not charge its 30%. That's or it charges 5% or 10%, something to handle its processing fees. It's that is so much more reasonable to me, and I've been pretty consistent on that over the years. The thing is, I don't think Apple is doing this cross-app tracking for its own use.
I would be surprised if they are. I mean, Apple has historically been against collecting data.
Yeah, Apple,
especially data like this, they don't want to be responsible for it.
Well, yeah, responsible Apple has gone so far as to not use data that I wanted to use. In particular, I'm talking about Tim Cook saying that I forget the exact quote now. This was, 10 or 12 years ago. It seems like he said something like, "We don't think that Apple News needs to know what music you're listening to," and I disagree. I think Apple News needs to know precisely about the music that I'm listening to so that it can tell me about the bands that I'm listening to when they come up in news articles.
That's a fair point.
Right? And that's something that I want, and we're talking about Apple apps. So I don't think that Apple is doing a lot of cross-app tracking. If they are, Germany has a point. France has a point.
Yeah. Okay, so looking at the Reuters article, it also says that France has previously been supportive of Apple because Apple holds its advertising business to a higher standard of privacy compared to other companies.
Right. So I don't know why they're doing this, but I would be pissed off if I lost the ability to keep apps from tracking me because my government forced Apple to stop doing that.
I would be pretty annoyed too.
It really feels very much like we're doing this at the behest of companies, because and that's the reason that that the French government has cited, right? I'm trying to find the quote. Digital advertising and mobile gaming companies, including Facebook, screw Facebook, says it has made it more expensive and difficult for brands to advertise on Apple platforms. Well, boo frickin' who? That took great effort to use the FR word.
So Bryan, first, I'm very proud of you for saving us from the edit. My laughing was because your wind up and delivery all the way up to boo frickin' who, that was chef's kiss. Well done.
Thanks. It was honest. It's weird. It's weird to have an EU company defending an American tech company in this way. This including Facebook thing. Like, yeah, Facebook has always been one to whine. You know what? Screw Mark Zuckerberg.
Okay, here's another line from the article, which kind of feels like it stands at odds with France's position that Apple has been great about privacy for users. Let's see. French regulator charged Apple in 2023, saying it was concerned the company might, quote, abuse its dominant position by implementing discriminatory, non-objective, and non-transparent conditions for the use of user data for advertising purposes, end quote. So they're not even saying Apple has done it. They're saying, well, they could.
Yeah. And to be fair, they could. Because Tim Cook will eventually be stepping down. Mm-hmm. There will be a new person in charge at Apple. This will happen. And maybe it's not the next person. Maybe it's not the next person after that. And maybe it's not even the next person after that. But it does seem likely that Apple will eventually be forced to make us more of the product than we are today. But they're not doing that today. And that possibility does not warrant forcing Apple to do something.
Look, I saw Minority Report, and the whole idea of pre-charging someone for a crime they haven't committed yet, that didn't work out well in the movie.
Yeah, it didn't. But it did ensure calisthenics for Tom Cruise.
You know, that's the real goal of any movie, right? We need to make sure Tom Cruise gets to run, do some jumping, and ride a motorcycle.
Yeah, I'm still a little bit chapped at that computer interface. I mean, it was cool looking, but it was so impractical. The idea that you're using your whole body to manipulate a virtual screen is ridiculous.
So you're not on board with the interpretive dance UI?
No.
Great. Now I have to drop that Kickstarter and come up with a new plan.
The Expanse did that so much better. So, they would be holding their device and they would just be giving these really casual and dismissive flicks with their hand. Right?
I did like how they did that in the Expanse.
It was so beautiful because it was exactly the kind of thing that that would be the way people would do it. I mean, it would be like someone. This probably happened when mice were first a thing, and like the camera, focusing in on the mouse and focusing in on the finger clicking and stuff that we who use this stuff today do not think about, not even for a second. So yeah, the Expanse. Yay, Expanse! Yay!
I really like that series.
And the Minority Report was still a fine movie.
It was a fun movie.
Fine, yeah, it was a fine movie. Right. Do we still have time to talk about the other thing? Do you even want to talk about the other thing?
We can talk about the other thing later when we have time to like really talk about it.
Oh, okay. Do we need to go?
But before we go, how about if I drop a thing on you that you didn't know about?
Oh, okay.
I have started playing with a new app for iPhone and iPad, and it'll run on your M series Mac as well. And it's called Tapestry. Have you heard about this?
I feel like I have. Go ahead. Talk. Say more.
Maybe I've mentioned it.
It's tapestry.com?
Okay, so
no.
It might be I don't know.
No, it's not.
But Iconfactory, they developed this app called Tapestry. It was a Kickstarter project, so I backed it long ago.
I retweeted them today. Well, reposted on Threads today, as a matter of fact. So yes.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that's a really cool app, man. Tell us about it.
Yeah, we have the best edits. Okay, so I've already fallen in love with it. Like, I got it on launch day, and imagine having a chronological feed of all the stuff that you follow. So social media, RSS feeds, maybe specific blogs, server tracking, just like basically anything that you can hook into online, and just have all of that dumped together chronologically for you, or break it into groups that you're looking at just the stuff you really want at any given time. Holy crap, I love this. And it's like having a social media view, but all the stuff you want to see, organized however you want to look at it. You can filter stuff out. It's just really, really nice. And I know a lot of people are like, yeah, well, I'm already using NetNewsWire or whatever. And yep, I have been a NetNewsWire user for a very long time, but this is just so nice. Any device that I have, I've got it on there. I have a really easy, familiar way to scan through all the stuff that I want to see very quickly. If I need to see more information, I can just tap on the thing and it opens the article or launches whatever apps associated with it. Super cool. I am a big fan of Tapestry.
Okay, that's great. I'm looking forward to checking it out. And I lied to you. I actually reposted the Iconfactory's Wallaroo app, which is a much
Wallaroo is super fun.
Yeah, it's a much less serious app, but it's definitely a fun app that gives you access to handmade, no AI drawn screen wallpapers. I felt like Porky Pig there.
You did great. I'm proud of you. You pushed through and you got all the words.
I just sent you the link to that Iconfactory. Oh no, I sent you my don't use my repost. Use their post that's embedded in that.
Okay, I will do that.
Matter of fact, I'll resend you that link. So we'll have that in the show notes, folks. And we'll also have, because you were dying for it, I did an interview with Rowan O'Doul. He's an Irish sci-fi author, and he had me on his new series called Don't Mention the Book. So he basically dove into what makes me tick, and I wasn't allowed to mention the book. Oh, and I wrote the theme song for a show.
Oh, okay. So it just keeps getting cooler.
So yeah, we'll have a link to that, and we'll have a link to this Wallaroo thing. We'll have a link to Tapestry, right?
Yes, we will.
Excellent. Yay, us. Look at us.
Look, talking intelligent, offering useful tips and cool apps, and like, who are we and what have we done with the real Bryan and Jeff?
Right. on that note, that's this week's Context Machine. If you have anything to comment on, add, or question, you can write us at contextmachinepodcast@gmail.com. Our bandwidth is provided by CacheFly. The bass is by Boom, recorded just for this show. And that's it. That's it for this week, man.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, all right. So, right. Good luck with the thing you're doing.
Oh, thank you. And good luck with winning all the awards.
Oh, thanks.